everybody, and welcome back to the Tune-In. Today we're going to be going over the best albums from the 70s.
So let's get into it.
Okay, if you don't mind, I'd like to go first.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Of course, my favorite album of 1970 is Let It Be by the Beatles.
Oh,
You?
I completely forgot about that one. Mine was Paranoid by Black Sabbath.
Okay.
You want to talk first?
Let It Be is just a wonderful album. It's their last album, and
Well, technically, it was recorded before Abbey Road, so by technicality, it's their last album, but...
yeah, but it's a great album. There's a lot of good songs on it. Let me pull off the track list. I Me, Mine, Across the Universe, Let It Be, Get Back. That's about it. Those are all the ones I really know.
Yeah, Across the Universe is definitely my favorite track on that album.
But it's an awesome album. And if you don't know us by now, we love the Beatles, so go listen to them.
Yeah. Paranoid, I mean, what can you say? It's one of the most famous heavy metal albums of all time, and for good reason. It, like, front to back, it's a great album. It has War Pigs, Iron Man, title track. It could possibly be a Black Sabbath greatest hits compilation. And then it has some deep cuts like Fairies Wear Boots is one of my personal favorites, Planet Caravan, just an awesome heavy metal album. And if you want to get into heavy metal or maybe haven't heard this album, go check it out.
See, I'm just not big on heavy metal, and honestly, I don't think I could ever get it. I'm sorry, I just hit the mic. I don't think I could ever get into heavy metal.
It's kind of an acquired taste.
Yeah. So I think I might leave myself out of that, but you can go listen to it. But yeah, my 1971 album is Imagine by John Lennon.
Mine's Led Zeppelin 4 by Led Zeppelin.
Imagine, the title track. One of the most beautiful songs. Sorry, yeah, we just hit the desk. One of the most beautiful songs probably ever made.
I agree.
The lyrics are just incredible. But the album is just amazing, and it's awesome. Like the title track, Give Me Some Truth. I guess those are the only songs I know off of it, but the title track alone is good enough to put it as the album of 1971, so that's what I did.
Coming to a shock of absolutely no one, Led Zeppelin 4 is my favorite album in 1971. One of my favorite albums of all time. It's just, it's an incredible album. It has some of the greatest hits. Black Dog, Rock and Roll, When the Levee Breaks, Stairway to Freaking Heaven.
Oh my God.
Just an incredible track with one of the greatest guitar solos ever recorded.
And we have a video on this in an album exchange where we exchanged albums and he gave it to me. So if you haven't already watched that video, please go watch it right now.
Just an incredible album. Has some of my favorite deep cuts like Battle of Evermore. Just, if you haven't listened to it, go check it out. I think it should, if you're a record collector, this is a necessity album.
Yeah. Well, you'll see my review on it because he's still mad at me. My 1972 album is The Rise and Fall of Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars.
Same.
Now, 5 years, Moon Age Daydream, Starman, It Ain't Easy.
Moon Age Daydream, in my opinion, is one of the top 10 greatest guitar solos ever recorded. It is incredible.
Suffragette City, the title track, but it's Ziggy Stardust.
That's a good song.
Yeah, and Soul Love. Like, this whole album.
This was like the album that made David Bowie.
Yeah.
Like, Suffragette City is great. Moon Age Daydream is one of my favorite Bowie songs. 5 Years is a beautiful opener. Starman, one of his most classic tracks. And just an incredible album. I feel like his backing band doesn't really get the credit they deserve. I feel like Mick Ronson is one of my favorite guitar players. But
if you want to hear about Mick Ronson, go over to his new YouTube channel, called The Record Box. He does 10 underrated guitarists in their solos. So if you want to go see their channel, or his channel, not their channel, please go look it up because it's awesome.
Yeah, just an incredible album, and I would say one of David Bowie's finest.
Yeah. All right, I have a tie,
Ooh, a tie.
for 1973. The Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd.
Same.
And Mind Games by John Lennon.
Okay.
Now, I don't have much to say about The Dark Side of the Moon, but Mind Games is incredible. The title track, I See Me Sin, Tight As, hold on, let me look for the other songs on it because it's incredible.
2 hours later. Definitely can't play that.
But Out the Blue is a really good song. You Are Here is a good song. And the other songs I mentioned, just an incredible album. Go listen to it. The Dark Side of the Moon, I think, is the first not the first, but one of the first groundbreaking rock albums of all time.
Yeah.
So
one of the most famous rock albums of all time. The concepts on it are timeless. The songs are incredible. The lyrics are poignant. David Gilmour's guitar work is incredible. Just the band is firing on all cylinders. The album art is iconic. The conspiracies around the album, you could sync it up with The Wizard of Oz.
Can you?
I don't know. I've never tried it. But yeah, just an incredible album. And even if you're not a rock or a Pink Floyd fan, I would still recommend checking it out because the concepts on the album are timeless and incredible.
The only song I've really ever heard off of this album is The Great Gig in the Sky.
Oh, that's a good one.
The screams and power vocals. Oh my gosh. And I think I've heard Money too, but who hasn't heard Money? I feel like Money's a pretty big song.
Yeah, it's a great song too.
But both really good albums, so please go check them out. I know you already have heard all the way through The Rise and Fall, or Dark Side of the Moon, sorry.
My favorite album of 1974 is Sheer Heart Attack by Queen.
Same.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. What can you say about Queen that hasn't been said a million times?
It's just an incredible album. It's one of, I think, it's one of my top 2 Queen albums, but it's incredible. Brighton Rock, one of my all-time favorite Queen songs.
Killer Queen, Now I'm Here, In the Lap of the Gods.
Flick of the Wrist.
Revisited. I do not like...
I like the revisited version better, yeah.
Yeah, the normal version is just not that great. I mean, it's not horrible. It's just not for me, I guess. Stone Cold Crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, my
That's a good song.
gosh. That's an awesome song. Do you have anything else to say?
Just one of my favorite Queen albums. Has some of my favorite Queen songs, like Killer Queen, Brighton Rock has an incredible guitar solo.
And speaking of Queen, his twin brother, sorry, I'm giving like shout outs today. His twin brother Noah also has a channel called
Spirits of Radio.
Spirits of Radio. And the first video is called Black and White.
It's
a long title, but it's about Queen's song.
It's 2 songs, White Queen As It Began and March of the Black Queen. It's a great video.
It's a really cool video, and he does a deep dive on the lyrics and everything. So please also go check that out. And
go check this album out too while you're at it.
Yeah.
While you're on a Queen fix. 1975, we have my first tie, and my only tie of the decade actually. Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd and Born to Run by Bruce Springsteen.
Really?
Yeah. What's yours?
A Night at the Opera by
that's
Queen.
a good album.
Now, A Night at the Opera is probably their most iconic album. Death on Two Legs.
Oh, yeah, that's a good song. Vicious
Lazing
song.
on a Sunday Afternoon. I'm in Love with My Car.
Obligatory clip.
I hate that song. Anyway, You're My Best Friend. Love of My Life. That was my first Queen song that I really fell in love with, and I love that song.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody, probably one of the biggest songs of all time. Just incredible album.
All right. Born to Run, just an incredible album, probably Bruce's finest. It has some of his best songs on it. The title track is a classic. Jungle Land is one of my favorites. Thunder Road, Backstreets, 10th Avenue Freeze Out. Just an incredible roots rock album inspired by like Phil Spector and Stax Records. Just overall a great album. And Wish You Were Here, one of the most iconic albums and album covers of the decade. Shine On You Crazy Diamond.
Probably of all time.
Yeah.
Like, it's...
Shine On You Crazy Diamond is an incredible song.
And actually, can I say, for the longest time, I had those two guys shaking hands with the one on fire.
Yeah.
As my phone cover, as my screensaver.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I didn't know what the album was the entire time.
Dang.
I didn't know what the album was. I didn't know it was by Pink Floyd or anything. So
yeah, just incredible.
I know now.
Wish You Were Here, the title track, is just a beautiful song. Have a Cigar and Welcome to the Machine are great commentaries on the music industry. It's only 5 songs, but it is an incredible 5 songs.
Yeah, and they're very long, so it feels like an experience.
Yeah.
But anyway, we will be back tomorrow with the 4 other years left in this decade. So thank you for joining us. We will see you soon.
Yeah, that went well. What?
Oh, wait. Is this good?
Ooh, wow, that's blurry.
You
You want me to fix it?
No, he can't.
Good thing I caught that.
Yikes. Zoom it all the way in.
Okay, guys. All right, just whenever I'm ready.
Yep.
Hello, everybody. We're back 2 days later, and we're going to go through our albums from 1976 to 1979. So do you want to go first?
Sure. My album of 1976 is Stevie Wonder's Songs in the Key of Life.
Okay. My album for 1976 is Rush's 2112.
2112. I've heard of that, but I haven't heard anything off of it. So
Yeah, it's a great album. It's one of Rush's best albums, one of my favorite Rush albums. It has the 20-minute first side called the title track, which is just an incredible prog rock epic divided into multiple parts. Just incredibly well-written song. And then you have the B-side, which is some of the lesser-known, but still pretty good songs like, Passage for Bangkok, Twilight Zone, and a couple other tracks. Just a really well-rounded album. I tend to lean towards the first side more than the second, but still an incredible album and definitely worthy of Best Album of 1976, for me at least.
I've heard you talk about Passages to Bangkok.
Passage to Bangkok, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Songs in the Key of Life. Now, this is probably Stevie Wonder's best album. Sir Duke.
I've heard that. I've heard that song. That's the
I
only one.
Wish. Isn't She Lovely? As. This whole album is pretty funky, and you should expect that with Stevie Wonder because he's a very funky instrumentalist and songwriter alone. This is a great album. I thought Superstition was on here.
No, that's on Talking Book.
Talking Book, yeah. Wow, you know Stevie Wonder albums?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. But this is a really good album. Soul, funk, blues, whatever is in that category you can get in this album. Please go listen to it. It's great.
All right. My album for 1977 is Rumors by Fleetwood Mac.
Saw that coming from a million miles away.
Yeah, that's fair.
My album for 1977 is Low by David Bowie. Now, this album is very good. I've mentioned it in other videos of ours, like a record poll, I think a couple different ones. This is like the first Bowie album I really got into and I liked, so it's really good. Speed of Life, an instrumental, very good song. Breaking Glass is cool, like funky, not like how you would describe like James Brown or anything like that, but funky in a weird way. Like it's a very weird song. What in the World, another weird song, but okay. Sound and Vision, probably my favorite song on this album. Yeah, the whole album is good, so I'd like you to check it out and like you to check it out.
I certainly will. And now, Rumors. One of the best albums of the decade, in my opinion. I described it in one of our previous videos as a musical soap opera, but that's really what it feels like. It's just an incredible album, so many iconic songs, Dreams, The Chain, Go Your Own Way, Never Going Back Again, Gold Dust Woman. Just like great song after great song. Everyone really contributes their own compositions on the album, so it's a good variety. You have some Lindsey Buckingham, some Stevie Nicks, some Christine McVie. It's all just kind of like a melting pot of emotion and just an incredible album. And I would recommend you to listen to it, and I would recommend you at home to listen to it if you haven't already. 1978. My album for 1978 is Van Halen's self-titled album.
I bet you know what mine's going to be.
For You by Prince.
Yes. Now, while this is not a well-known album, it's a great album, and I gave it to him in an album exchange in one of our videos, so please go check that out. But it's a great album. Funky, disco, electric, pop.
I agree, yeah.
The whole album is incredible. In Love, Soft and Wet. I'm Yours, which is his favorite song on the album.
Incredible guitar playing.
Just As Long As We're Together. It's pretty long, but it's very funky. Crazy You, one of my favorite songs. He wasn't a big fan. In the title track, it's just like angels singing, but it's like 47 layered vocals of him, and it's just beautiful. So I highly recommend that you go listen to it, and you go listen to it again because it's awesome.
Brodie actually put that at the top of his, well, nope, I'm not going to spoil it. Go watch the video.
Go watch ranking Prince albums.
All right.
We just gave it away, but it's okay. Go watch that video.
Go watch it anyway. Either way. And then Van Halen's self-titled album, possibly one of the most influential guitar albums of all time. I mean, the first album to ever introduce the world to Eddie Van Halen. Some of his greatest songs, You Really Got Me, Ain't Talking About Love, Little Dreamer, Eruption. Just incredible, incredible album. David Lee Roth's vocals are incredible. Just the drumming, the guitar playing, it all mixes together in like pre-hair metal, but it's not cheesy like hair metal was in the 80s.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just a really cool album, and if you're a guitarist or a hard rock fan or just want to get into Van Halen, this would be my starting point to go with the band, so go check it out.
What's your 1979 album?
The Wall by Pink Floyd.
The Wall. I think I kind of expected that, but Noah's standing in the back like...
3 Pink Floyd albums on my list.
Yeah.
What's yours?
Off the Wall by Michael Jackson.
Now, that's funny. You put Off the Wall, and I put The Wall.
Off the Wall is probably one of Michael Jackson's best records.
Yeah.
Don't Stop Till You're Good Enough.
That's
every song on this album, we all have to know. Like, the whole album, front to back, is listenable, and you don't ever get really bored.
It's hard to get bored with Michael Jackson.
Yeah, like the first track, Rock With You, Working Day and Night, Get on the Floor, Off the Wall, Girlfriend, which was written by Paul McCartney.
Oh, nice.
She's Out of My Life, I Can't Help It, It's the Falling in Love and Burn This Disco Out. The whole album is incredible. Probably my favorite song on it is Working Day and Night.
I'll have to listen to it.
And I really like the title track. But it's so good. I have a vinyl of this, an original copy from '79, and it was my grandma's, so I feel like I hold it close to my heart. And
that's cool.
Yeah, it's just a really good album, so please go check it out.
And then we have The Wall by Pink Floyd, which is my pick. Possibly my favorite Pink Floyd album. Well, no, I think it has to
go watch his ranking Pink Floyd.
I didn't rank him.
I mean...
Noah's Pink Floyd ranking video.
Yeah.
It's definitely in my top 3, but it's just an incredible, emotional album with some of their best tracks. Hey You is one of my all-time favorite Pink Floyd songs. Goodbye Blue Sky, another one of my all-time favorite Pink Floyd songs. Waiting for the Worms, In the Flesh, Comfortably Numb with David Gilmour's epic guitar solo. Just an incredible album, and the band even make a great album when they were basically splitting at the seams. So just an incredible album, and I think anyone who wants to collect vinyl or CDs or whatever you collect music on should have The Wall in their collection because it's like a perfect album.
So should I get it?
Yeah, you should get it.
Okay. So that's the episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Subscribe, click the bell to get notified every time we post a new episode. And please stay updated with the videos because they come out kind of weekly. And yeah, I think you'll really enjoy it. So thank you for tuning in. I'm Brodie.
I'm Wyatt.
And this is the Tune In.
Tuning out. Nice.
Good.
That went well.